Hello fellow yogis, and thank you so much for joining me in this video. It's Meshi with Meshi TV. In today's practice, we are going to do a little bit of a Vinyasa flow where we're really going to place a huge focus on how we can witness that inner tension that may be lying within your bodies and how we can move through it and release it through movement. So I hope that this practice will serve you. For props, you basically just need a sticky mat and some comfy clothing and perhaps a block if you choose to use one. Other than that, let's just get started right here. Let's go. Okay, so let's begin once again in easy pose. With your hands on your thighs. And let's take a few deep cleansing breaths together. Just take a deep breath through the nose and exhale through the nose. And with your next inhalation, once again, just take a moment to just quickly check in with your body, see how everything's feeling. This would also be a great time for you to set your intentions for this practice as we begin to move. Maybe you're going to dedicate it to just simply being able to breathe, or you wanted to find ease and peace. Whatever your intention is, let's bring that to the conscious mind. And with the next exhale, we're going to release it. So take a deep inhale through the nose. And exhale, sigh it out. Excellent. With your next inhale, just gently begin to move your neck. Bring your nose and your chin down to your chest. With your next exhalation, just gently bring it back into not a full extension, but just about 45-degree angle. And just move with your own breath here. Now come back into neutral, and then at your next inhalation, gently do a half circle to your right. Exhale to the middle and inhale to your left. Exhale back to the middle. Once more. If you see me kind of compensating a little bit, that's okay. I actually did pull my neck yesterday, so I can't actually do full side bending at the very moment, so just try your best. Any gentle movements that you are doing with your neck right now, it brings nice fresh fluidity to the area. Come back to neutral, and then from here we're going to place our left hand down to the ground and inhale your right hand up. Back to center. Inhale to the right. Nice big stretch to the side body. Exhale. Inhale once again to the left. Exhale to center. Inhale. So bring your left hand down to the ground and inhale your right hand up. Nice side stretch. Exhale your hands down and inhale your left. Exhale back down. Two more. Beautiful. Come back down to center. Now we're going to begin to just warm up our mid back and our upper bodies here. So once again, we're going to begin creating these nice little half circles. So as we inhale, we'll do one half circle as you move forward, and make sure that you're working with just opening up the chest. So think of it like you're diving into an ocean, or you're doing cat and cow. That's a really great comparison. And as we're coming to the halfway point, you move into exhalation and you round your back, hollow the chest, and you create your half circle. Oh, that feels beautiful. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Two more just like that. Last one. So plant your hands for table. Your hands are shoulder width apart. Knees are hip width apart. Beautiful. And we're going to begin once again with cow. As you bring the navel and the chest forward, neck comes into extension. And exhale, round the back, bring the neck towards the chest, hollow back. Three more just like that, at your own breath. Your next inhalation, come back into a neutral table, and from here just sit back for a moment into child's pose. Maybe you widen your knees into a wide-legged child's pose and really just bring your chest down to the ground. You can use your hands underneath your forehead, make it feel nice. Your next inhalation, bring your hands back into table, and from here we're going to lift our left hand up to the sky and bring it through for thread the needle. Tempo on the mat. And here, if this feels right, you can bring your right hand up and perhaps like a little wing, you bring it behind your back if that feels good, or you can leave it planted on the ground and just breathe. Two more breaths. Unwind your arms and come back into neutral. Now we're going to bring our right hand to the sky, and at your next exhalation, just thread it through. Your next inhalation, come out of your bind, back to table, and at your next inhalation, lift your hips into your first downward facing dog. Take your time here, pedal it out as you need to. Perhaps you sway your hips side to side. Do whatever feels right. Make sure that you leave a little micro bend in your elbows, generous bend in your knees, and your torso is moving towards gaze between your knees or your belly. Beautiful. At your next inhalation, come forward into plank. Perhaps drop your knees and lower down to your belly. Your next inhalation, come up to baby cobra. Perhaps leave your forearms planted. Very active pose here for swings. 2 breaths here. Lower back down. Lift into plank. Come back into downward facing dog. Pedal it out. At your next inhalation, bend, generous bend in your knee. Look in between your hands and walk to the top of your mat. Hang on to opposite elbows forward and just hang here to come into ragdoll. Perhaps you nod your head yes or no. Next inhalation, bring your hands down to the ground. Inhale halfway, bring your shoulder blades together. Lift your neck. Exhale, forward fold. Your next inhalation, slowly come all the way up to the top of the mat. Exhale, heart center. We'll go through a couple of rounds of sun salutations just to kind of get us warmed up a little bit. So inhale, hands up. Gentle micro bend. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale halfway. Then plant your hands and step or hop back into plank. And from here you can either drop your knees or you can keep them lifted. And exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale all the way back down. And inhale, it's downward facing dog. Bring your right leg up to the sky, hips are squared. Look in between your hands and plant your feet in between your hands. Stay here for a moment. Keep your back knee lifted or drop it down to the ground. And inhale into warrior one. Exhale, bring your hands back down to the ground. Lift your knees, step back into plank, and it's your choice. Either drop your knees or go through chaturanga. Inhale, up dog if you're warm enough. And exhale, downward facing. Opposite side, bring your left leg up to the sky. Exhale, bring it between your hands. Stay lifted if you feel warm enough. And plant your back feet. Keep the nice generous bend in your front leg. And inhale into Virabhadrasana 1, warrior 1. Exhale, bring your hands down. Step back into plank and chaturanga. Inhale into up dog or cobra. Lift your right leg up to the sky. Perhaps bend at the knee. Open all the way up. Come bring it back to center. Plant in between your hands. Plant your back feet down to the ground. Inhale into warrior one. Exhale, hands down to the ground. Step back into plank. Lower chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing. Opposite side. Left leg up to the sky. Externally rotate and open up to the sky. Square the hips. Step in between your feet. Plant your back foot down to the ground, nice and strong. And lift. Take a moment to adjust your stance as you need. Then exhale your hands back down to the ground. Now from here, before we go through our next flow, take a moment and cartwheel step your left foot to the edge of your mat while keeping your back foot completely planted where it was. Perhaps drop your knees, and you can use a block if you need it. And you can come all the way down on your forearms for a nice little stretch into lizard. We're going to stay here for about 3 breaths. Come back on your hands, lift your back knee, and you know where we're going. Step back into plank and chaturanga. And into downward facing. We'll repeat the same thing on the other side. So lift your right leg. Now bring it to the outside edge of your mat. Keep your leg lifted, or you can drop it and tilt onto the outer edge of your foot. You can even add a little resistance if you'd like, and lower down onto your forearms. 3 breaths. So important to work on those inner adductor muscles, especially as things become uncertain. That's where your root chakra lies. We want to make sure that we feel nice and safe and protected. Your next inhale, come back out, lift your back leg, come into plank, lower your knees, bring it to the edge of your mat once again, and lower down into child's pose. Your next inhalation, activate the arms. Come up to a seated position on your knees. Take a moment to integrate the work that you've done so far. Maybe you're feeling a little bit warmer than you have a moment ago. Let all of that fill into the little pieces and crevices that are needing so much release and attention right now before we move into our floor sequence. Excellent. Your next inhalation, come into downward facing dog. Once again, take your time here. Pedal it out. It probably feels a lot different this time. Bend your knee, generous bend in your knee, and hop or step to the top of your mat. And then your next inhalation, come all the way up to the top of your mat. And here, hands to heart in prayer. And your next inhalation, bring your hands all the way up. Take your time, hands to heart center. Lower right down to chair. You can bring your hand all the way through in your exhalation. Inhale back up, come back down to chair. Leave it behind. Once again. Inhale, hands to heart, exhale down. Inhale, sit back down into chair. Beautiful. Your next exhalation, bring your elbow towards the left, hook it if you can. And nice chest opening here. Just 2 more breaths. Come back to center. Inhale, hands up. Exhale to heart center. Bring your hands down to the side. And just release. Feel where your body wants to move and where the tension is holding. We're going to release that in a moment with our breath. Inhale, hands up. Hands to heart center. Inhale once again. And exhale it out. Once again. Inhale. Exhale to chair. Inhale once again. And sigh it out. Inhale once more. Exhale to heart center. Inhale, bring that energy in and come and sit in chair. Nice and deep, nice and deep. I'll show you from the side. And on your next exhalation, we're going to twist to your right. Alternative is that you take your left hand onto the outside of your knee, right hand to your low back. Just stay here for 2 more breaths. Nice and strong and grounded. Nice, come back into center. Hands up. And inhale to heart center. So get nice and grounded on your left leg. Bring your weight into your left foot while you externally rotate your right and find your tree. And create that nice compression with your thigh pushing into your foot and your foot pushing into your thigh. Find a drishti, find a gaze at about eye level, something that's not moving. Soft gaze, maybe a gentle smile. Grateful for this moment, for your strength, for your balance, for your stability. Nice even breath. Your next inhalation, bring your right leg to the front and gently bring it down. Now we're going to bring your left leg up. First, put some weight into your left side. Rotate your leg externally and then come into your posture. Both sides will not feel the same. I can already tell you this right now. Bring your hands into heart center. And just breathe. Nice soft gaze. Your next inhalation, bring your hand back to center and gently bring it down to the ground. Now in your next inhale, when you bring both hands up to the sky, bring your right hand under your left hand into an eagle twist and bring your right leg up and gently go all the way around and sit back into your eagle pose. Your next inhalation, lift back up, untangle your hands, untangle your feet. Shake it out if you need to. Do a little reset. Now bring most of your weight into your right hand and you can bring both hands up. Now we're going to take our left hand under the right elbow and both hands meet in prayer for a twist. And you bring your left hand and maybe do a double curl around your thigh and your calf and sit back into your eagle. Beautiful. Your next inhalation, lift back up, untangle, and let's do a reset. Inhale, hands up, exhale, forward fold. Inhale halfway, plant your hands, step back into plank and lower chaturanga. Inhale into up dog and exhale, downward facing dog. Pedal it out. Your next inhale, lift your right leg and bring it to your right elbow. Lift back up. And at your next inhalation, bring it planted between your hands. Drop your back foot and inhale into warrior one. Exhale, shift your weight more forward. Back leg is on tiptoes. Then inhale, once again back into warrior one. Change your footing into warrior two. And find your depth. Find your depth in warrior two. Inhale into reverse warrior. Exhale into side angle. Once again. Inhale. Exhale. Exhale. Your next inhale, bring both hands down to the ground. Step back. Bring your knees down to the ground. And sit back into child's. Your next inhalation, come back into down dog. And we have the other side to do. So lift your left leg up to the sky and bring it to your left tricep. Bring it all the way back up. And plant in between your hands. Lower your back foot. Find your balance and inhale warrior one. Exhale into runners. Inhale, change your stance. Push on the outside of your foot. Find your depth. Find your lunge in warrior two. Nice and strong. Now from here, reverse. Exhale. Same depth. Inhale, side angle. Reverse warrior, side angle. Find your depth. Use a block if you need it on the inside of your foot. Reverse and side angle. Cartwheel both hands down to the ground. Hips are squared, step back. Bring both knees down to the ground. Child's pose. Side out. Leave it on the mat. Nice comfortable seat, both legs active. Here we go. Bring your right foot to the inner portion of your thigh and perhaps you leave your forearm on the ground and open. Again, work more with opening rather than how deep you're going. Leg is nice and active. Perhaps your hand is on your shin. Perhaps your right arm is just touching your shoulder. Whatever feels comfortable for you. Come back out. Let's switch sides. So bring left feet to the inner thigh. And once again, drop your forearm onto your thigh or on your shin and open. Next inhale, come back out. And at your next inhalation, square your hips and push more forward as you're leaning right onto the top of your feet. So it's not so much how deep you're going. You're not folding onto itself. It's more like how well you can push forward. So whether you touch the back of your foot or not, it's irrelevant. We're mainly moving in that direction. So you can actually do a couple of breaths where you inhale and you exhale. Inhale and see if you can go a little bit lower. One last one, inhale. And at your next exhalation, we're going to stay for 2 more breaths. Your next inhalation, come back out. Let's switch sides. So once again, hands up. And exhale, forward fold. And inhale. And exhale. Again, think linear here. And right here on the 3rd breath, we're just going to get comfy and we're going to stay. So you can be active or very passive, whatever works for you right now. Take care of you wherever your practice is. It's all for you. It's all for you. The next inhalation, come back out. Bring both feet together into butterfly. Your next inhalation, just fold. Bring both hands as forward as possible. Make sure that sit bones are firmly rooted on the ground. So now we really fold over. But with each exhalation, see if you can come a little bit, melt a little bit more forward onto the floor, onto the ground, onto the earth. The next inhalation, come back up. So left hand right behind you, right arm circle, and perhaps you lift into a half back bend. Come back down, we'll do switch sides. So you don't feel the cold, and it's all for you. It's all for you. It's all for you. Switch sides. It's all for you. I did it all for you. Very nice. Now at your next inhalation, come into seated, into a nice seated posture. Bring your right leg, bend your right knee. And you can either do a bind or you can just stay here and forward fold, or we'll do a twist actually. So hands up and come into a twist. Do a quick counter twist. Let's switch sides one last time. Hands up and twist to the left. Little counter twist. And then your next inhalation, lower all the way back on the ground. Bring both knees to your chest. Gently rock side to side. Grab onto the opposite edges of your feet and come into happy baby once again. Rock side to side, whatever feels good for you right now. Play as much as you need. Your next inhalation, bring your hands down to the ground. You bring your feet down to the ground. Plant your hands, bend both knees, and you can come into a shoulder stand. You can stay here if this feels good, or you can lower both feet right behind you. Slowly come back into shoulder stand. And on your next inhale, bring your knees down to your chest and slowly lower. Bring your knees back to your chest and gently pedal it out before we set up for our final Shavasana. Any last wiggling or any last postures that you feel that you need right now. And just know that you've given yourself so much gratitude for showing up on your practice, showing up on your mat today. Allow for integration and allow time for you to adjust and move with the flow of changes, but let it move through you. Give yourself gratitude for releasing so much pent-up tension, and allow this practice to serve you. Find a moment of stillness here. Whenever you're ready, take your time. Roll onto one side, come to a seated posture. Perhaps keep your eyes closed. You're in Shavasana for as long as you need. And when you're ready, come to a seated posture, hands to heart center. Namaste. Thank you for your practice. Thank you for sharing this time and your space with me. I'm so grateful for you. I hope that this has served you as much as it has served me through these times. And we will practice again soon.